Kevin Brennan did a great trashing of Artie Lange, basically for his entire show on Compound Media. And he had guests on, and Gino Piscante called in. And it was a nice long trashing of Artie. You have to subscribe to Compound Media to watch it, although there are clips of it on Twitter. And let's just say someone who's Australian and a ghost uploaded it to their channel. But I don't want to promote it because I'm probably going to take it down. So, they do this, basically everything everyone's ever heard. Some insider knowledge of, I love Kevin Brennan. No one's even heard Artie kill before. Like, Kevin Brennan in his whiny voice. I love Kevin, but that nigga whines like a bitch. So, they give Artie that trashing, and then I believe MJ on Twitter starts sending Artie the clips. So Artie does a huge response to it. The thing that might be ultimately interesting about this is, though, because Artie will be on the Anthony Cumia show today. I wonder if Kevin, I know he does a show before Cumia. Sometimes he sticks around to do Cumia's show. If he'll stick around today, I don't know. So Artie starts off and go, LOL, who's the comic with him? By the way, I was with my nose the whole past week, and it never called into any podcast. That was one of the jokes Kevin Brennan meant. So he's listening to this in real time as he's responding to them on Twitter. So he puts, the funniest part is my Twitter feed is endless with diff retweets that say Kevin Brennan continues to trash Artie Quitter. It's not even my actual name. He's mad at the character I do on Twitter. Yeah, that was kind of lame. Eli lived here well into his third year. I hope people realize Brennan does a character. I saw him the other night, Saint the Comedy Cellar, before I had a not even half as good of Mike Vecchione set. First of all, if I was half the wit Vecchione was, I'd be destroying Brennan right now. And that's the other problem about Artie Lange's tweets. He's like, retarded. I relate to Eli Manning, whereas Cooper Manning probably lives by Kevin. I bet Kev relates with Cooper, since Cooper is the unknown, unsuccessful brother of the two guys who have had major success. I say two because besides Neil, I'm sure Kev has at least one brother who manages a Dairy Queen. That was pretty funny. Long-winded as fuck, though. That would make two brothers who dwarf Kevin's income. I'm kidding. Kev's doing great. He's the Compound Media what Neil was to Chappelle's show. Actually, that's not really accurate. Kev's more like Ashy Larry of Compound Media. That was fucking funny. You call Kevin Brennan the Ashy Larry of Compound Media. He should have ended it right there, to be honest with you. That was really fucking funny. The Ashy Larry. The only thing Kevin Brennan's ever been in that's even close to show business is Sarah Silverman's pussy. If you don't know, he took her virginity. When Kevin says hundreds of people in comedy followed him, he's not talking about Twitter. He means in the Sarah. That's another good one. Gino screaming in his house phone. Either his aunt or 8 open micers can't get to sleep. I saw Kevin 3 days ago. Guess he wasn't ready to beat me up yet. This is going to be an ugly podcast war. Like the time Kevin flipped Bean the Bird. I don't know what that means. What other bridges to Kev burn this week? Well, the bridge that used to connect me and Kevin Brennan is toast. Totally burnt. Guess you hated being my go-to +1 backstage at Kevin Smith shows, Kev. Hey, Kevin, I heard Jimmy Kimmel followed you. On Twitter, guess again, loser. You say I never killed? Guess you never saw the tape of me destroying at Chuckle's Xmas party, 92. You know who else burnt my bridge to them, M. Jelly and Crumb Bum? Hey, Kev, who were the engineers when you trashed me? I'm making a quick list of everyone who heard it. We can all hopefully agree the real loser in all of this, as always, is Gino Piscante. Hey Kev, feel the walls closing in? My Sarah Pussy joke just hit a staggering 18 likes. Hey Wendy, not cool. Then he starts doing this weird thing where he just starts listing shit. And he puts this thing. He was voted best comedian at the 2005 Aspen Comedy Festival. Talking about Kevin winning this contest. And then Artie goes, way to immediately capitalize off this big break. The next credit listed on your website is the launching of a podcast in 2016 with co-host Lenny Marcus. The only people who had less success after that festival were the two broads Louis unlawfully detained in a room so he could blow a load in front of them. Oh, they pissed him off. Let's list major events that happen in comedy in between you winning best comedian at Aspen and you and Lenny making podcast history with the launch of Len and Kev. I guessed the title. The birth of Brad Garrett. Number 2, Opie's parents meet Anthony's parents while both are on their first dates. What? 3, Lou Costello debuts his catchphrase, "Hey Abbott." Sue Costello debuts hers, "Hey faggot." Gee, how long does this go? I don't want to say anything. This is going forever. 5, Gino Piscante turns 50. Damn, you're 50, dude? You lost, stupid. The Wayans brothers realize their dad's missing. Keaton Ivory Wayne sees a black pussy for the last time. 8, 12 other people named Kevin surpass you for good in the field of comedy. Ooh, shit. 9, you have any type of phone number that reaches your brother Neil. 10, every regular at the Boston Comedy Club you at one time referred to as a worthless jig becomes a way bigger success than you. Oh, shit. You get drunk at the Caroline's Christmas party in 2001 and say to Dave Chappelle, "Great idea. One problem. You suck at sketches." And finally, the 12th and final major event that occurred in comedy since Kevin Brennan won Best Comedian Aspen, Bill Cosby raped 780 women. With that, I will continue this list on the Anthony Cumia Show tomorrow at 4:30. Bonus major event that's occurred in comedy since Kevin Brennan won Best Comedian Aspen. Roseanne Barr is the guest lecturer on the subject of dealing with hecklers at the stand-up comedy school Michael Richards attended. The last joke has more fat on it than that unfunny junkie Artie Lange. Tomorrow should be fun. In all seriousness, Kevin Brennan's podcast is the only one I'm totally entertained by the whole time. The one where he trashed me, I've listened to it 3 times. My mom loves him. One more event occurring related to comedy since Kevin Brennan won Best Comedian Aspen. Kev makes the only business decision less successful than his decision to try comedy when in 2010 he opens a water park in Flint, Michigan. Seriously, if anyone involved in this feud still had any relevance at all outside of hardcore fans, this would be a story. Right now, you'd have a hard time getting an intern at Interrobang to stop doing a featured story on Malcolm Jamal Warner's return to stand-up to cover this. And that's about it for now. So, now that was very, very long. However, you went on to Kevin's podcast where he trashed Artie. That was mad long. These two have always battled back and forth. So, I find the whole thing just to be funny, and I can't wait to see Artie on the Anthony Cumia Show today to see what that's going to be like.